Imagine a figure cast up from the surf onto a desolate beach. She is entirely alone, carrying nothing but her breath and a beauty that seems to belong to another world. Local guards soon find her collapsed in the dunes. Struck by her appearance, they transport her inland to the palace, presenting her to the king of the realm. The king provides her with safety and luxury, yet he is met with a baffling reaction. She refuses to utter a single word. Days of recovery turn into months of absolute, unbroken muteness within the royal court. Where another ruler might have demanded answers or cast her out for her defiance, this king chooses a different path. He responds to her silence with unwavering respect, treating her with a gentleness that requires no explanation. To understand why she remains so quiet, we have to look far beyond these human shores, down into the deep ocean, to witness the destruction of a world. Deep in the abyss lay an immense empire constructed of coral fortresses, glowing gardens, and palaces carved from pearls. This was Julnar's home. She was a princess here, known across the sea for her sharp intellect and her role in the kingdom's governance. That life ended the moment her father, the king of the sea, passed away. A fierce struggle for the throne began. Ambitious sea lords and nobles immediately turned on each other. Julnar realized her home had become a battlefield, leaving her caught in the crossfire. Julnar had walked away from a kingdom in flames, trading her status and her birthright for the anonymity of a stranger, just to stay alive. She fought her way up from the crushing depths alone, battling the currents for days until she finally reached the human island. Within the safety of the human palace, the reason for her continued muteness becomes clearer. Her silence is a protective wall. Having seen her society tear itself apart through words of betrayal and war, she retreated into a space where she cannot be used or hurt. Below the surface, every interaction was a grab for power. Up here, the king offers stability and comfort without asking for a single thing in return. By refusing to force her to speak, the king creates the one thing Julnar hasn't had since the collapse of her home, a place where it is safe to be heard. The king's patience eventually does what force could not. One day, Julnar finally speaks. She tells him everything: the loss of her father, the violence of the Sea Lords, and the crushing weight of being the last of her line in a world of air. This honesty leads to a deep bond. They marry, and in time, they have a son. Late one night, Julnar stands at the water's edge and recites a series of ancient rhythmic words. The ocean responds, spinning into a massive vortex as her mother and brother rise from the depths to join her. When these underwater visitors enter the palace, the room freezes. The sea folk look at the humans with ancient suspicion, while the king's guards grip their spears, terrified of the beings from the deep. The air in the palace grows heavy with the threat of a fight neither side is prepared for. Any sudden movement could lead to a massacre. Julnar positions herself in the center, standing between the trembling human guards and her own wary kin, to act as a translator for their fears. She explains to both sides that although they breathe different air, they are all part of the same creation. She urges them to put down their weapons and see the family she has built as proof that they can coexist. This peace is carried on by her son, Prince Butter Blossom. He grows up learning the laws of the land from his father and the secrets of the currents from his mother, embodying the strengths of both worlds. Julnar's story proves that even the widest gaps can be closed. It wasn't the strength of a kingdom that united these two worlds, but the courage to be patient and the willingness to listen to the silence.